Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chorts by the Comedy Crowd. My name's John. I'm one of the Comedy Crowd co-founders, and we're the world's inclusive comedy community. We believe in empowering all creators to produce comedy, not just regardless of their backgrounds, but because of their unique backgrounds and the stories they have to tell. We believe in the power of the crowd to produce great comedy. And the Chorts is the ultimate expression of that. This is our annual competition where everyone in the world can submit a short comedy sketch and where we discover exciting new talent. And this year we had over 400 entries and we've narrowed that down to 16 shorts that we're going to be premiering for you today, right now. And we're also delighted to be joined by our guest judges who are going to be here also watching the shorts for the very first time this evening. So I'm going to briefly introduce the guest judges now. So first, at Warner Brothers International. Hello, Joe.
Hey, John. How you doing?
We also have Matt Campion, who's creative director and co-founder of Spirit Media. Hey, Matt.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, good. And finally, I think we have Laura Marks as well, who's the
Oh, John, you keep muting. I don't know what's going on, but I can't hear you. You keep muting. There you go.
There we go. Mike is unmuted. Brilliant. Well, it's great to have all of you with us here tonight. And so we're going to be coming back to speak to you, to all three of you shortly after we've watched the first batch of Chorts. So the way tonight's going to work is that we're going to watch all of the Chorts and then we're going to come back to our guest judges who are going to pick their favorite short. And they're also going to individually be live on YouTube and Facebook for the next week. We're going to come back this time next week to reveal who the judges picked as their favorite and also the short that got the most engagement on our YouTube and Facebook channels over the course of the week. So there's 2 awards there. So if you want one particular short to win the Audience Engagement Award, make sure you give it a like and a share on our YouTube and Facebook channels this week. This year's Chorts has been sponsored by our partners BCG Pro. So BCG Pro is a online platform that offers opportunities, insights, and tools for comedy writers, performers, and producers, including their latest tool, the Pitch Center. You can check it out and find out more at comedy.co.uk/pro. And if you enter code ComedyCrowd, you get £5 off. So that brings us to tonight's Chorts. We're going to show now the first batch of the shortlisted sketches, and then we're going to come back and speak to our guest judges. So let's roll on the Chorts.
Anthony.
Hello.
Have a seat. Right. Okay. Well, Anthony, I have to say, your CV is very impressive.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, if anything, you are slightly overqualified for this position. Can I ask you, why did you want to leave your last job at Kellogg's?
Kellogg's, yeah.
And you were there for quite a while.
I was, yeah. Well, I mean, towards the end of my time there, it was just office politics, you know. I just fancied a change.
And that was predominantly a marketing position.
Yeah, that's right.
Any particular campaigns?
Nothing specific, no. And actually, towards the end of my time there, it became more of a management role.
Hold on. You're Frosties, right?
Yeah, that is one of the campaigns I worked on. Probably the campaign I predominantly worked on, but...
I knew I recognised you from somewhere.
Lovely. As I was saying, I feel I have a lot to offer from a management point of view.
Say it.
Excuse me?
Say the thing.
Oh, I'd really rather not.
Come on. It's great.
Well, it's they're great.
Well, I don't know, do I? So, go on.
They're great. So...
Come on. Do it properly.
Do you know what? It's been so long, I'm not even sure I can remember exactly what...
Well, if you're not going to be a team player, then we may have to look elsewhere.
They're great! So there's that. Fucking hell.
Right, well, we have had a lot of applications, as I've said, so...
I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure. That's
Well,
it.
you know, we'll just be in touch, won't we?
Was it finished?
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you for this opportunity.
Just if you can send the next person in.
Yeah. Sorry, goodbye, Mum. No. Simon.
Tony.
Oh my god, Jelly, I'm so excited for your hen party. Don't worry, I'm gonna be on my best behaviour. Oh my god, a policeman! Officer, I've been naughty! This house is shit. We're pretending to stay here for a joke, yeah? Love that. Oh, and that smell!
Oh, we're actually staying here. Oh, it's actually your house, Jane.
Who wants to share a room with me? Guys, I said who wants to share a room with... Why do I need to be sober to go go-karting? They're not real cars. You're right, I did say I'd drive us there. It's okay, I know the way, we can totally walk there. Yeah, Google Maps doesn't say that it's around here, but I just sense that it is. I've just seen that Kate and Emma are wearing bridesmaid badges. Do you know why that is? Because Shelley said that she wasn't having any bridesmaids all the times that I asked her about it. Come on, this way I think. You know, if you think about it, missing our go-karting slot was actually a good thing because now we got more time to get ready. Ugh, back to this old dump. Oh, sorry, Jane. I keep forgetting you live here. Okay, which top do you think I should wear tonight? This one or this one? Oh no, I know what I can wear. Why would I have one for everyone? This is just mine. Do you really think 11 inflatable penises are going to be enough? Oh my god, I've got one. Which one of your friends has Andrew slept with the most? Oh, they're only joking. Me? I didn't force Millie to take anything. She is a grown woman and she can make her own decisions. Okay, it's fine. I did give her something, but I was just trying to help her enjoy her only granddaughter's hen party. Well, Helen, if you booked a stripper like I said, I wouldn't need to take my clothes off. I just don't know why she doesn't want me to be a bridesmaid.
really sorry that you feel like I ruined your hen party. I got you breakfast to make up for it. I knew what would cheer you up. I bought the outfit I'm going to wear to your wedding. Let me show you. Ta-da!
Thank you for seeing me at short notice.
Well, go on, brother. Take a seat in it.
I was hoping for my usual doctor.
Man's ill. Don't watch that. Sit in it.
Okay.
What you saying?
Sorry?
Give me the deets. What's up?
Oh, it's a rather delicate matter, actually. It's about my rash.
Seen.
It's spread along my groin area.
Oh, that's nasty, bro.
You haven't seen it yet?
No. And I ain't about to.
Well, how can you make a judgment without having a look? Isn't that just standard practice?
I believe you in it, so I don't need to see it. Plus, I ain't about you, man. And if you is, that's cool. You do you, bro. But I ain't. So, keep it in your trousers. Maybe that's what you should have done in the first place.
All right, Captain Hindsight. Things happen.
Rah. You not been wrapping up your ting and ting.
What?
You been bareback in them holes. Male or female, hole's still a hole.
I'm obviously heterosexual. And I don't usually, but the condom split.
Don't lie. Man's not that big.
Look, the last doctor I saw sent me for some tests. Can you just give me the result?
Let me check in it. Yo, gal! What you saying? Yeah, I got next man in here. What's his name? Short, nerdy looking guy, that's the one. Next man got lucky. Unbelievable, innit? You got his test results? Nah, don't worry about that shit. Just read it out loud. That's sick. That's like proper nasty. We still on Fernando's? Laters.
Well, what's wrong?
HIV. You don't got. Syphilis. You don't got. Crabs.
I don't got.
Nah, you got. You got crabs, motherfucker.
I swear down, fam, that's some fucked up shit!
The following trailer has been rated PG-13 for scenes of a fruity nature. This season, take a journey on the vitamin C with Brutanic.
Whoa, what a pair.
Forget it, Bio. You'll never get the likes of her. She's organic.
An unlikely romance ripens.
You jump, I jump. But you'll bruise. I like to take each day as it comes. You never know when the man from Del Monte will show up. Draw me like one of your French fruits.
Oh my god. Iceberg! Right ahead!
From the makers of Radishes of the Lost Ark, To Kill a Mockingbird, and The Gorefather, directed by James Cantaloupe.
I'll never let go, Jack. It's okay. I'm an apple. I'll bob away.
Brutanic, coming to a produce aisle near you.
Hello, gorgeous.
Piss off, pig. I'm still not speaking to you.
Look, what's the matter, honey?
You said you'd introduce me to your parents, and you haven't. You know I want to make a strong impression. And what about that romantic weekend away you promised me?
Well, I'm still going to take you, all right? Just picture it. You and me, kissing and cuddling, in a king-size bed.
And what about your parents?
Oh, I doubt there'd be room on a mattress.
You muppet.
They've been busy too, but I'm going to try and arrange something. I still love you, Sasha.
And I still hate you.
Let's go out this Friday. I'll pick you up 8 o'clock, usual place.
And what about the last time that we met there?
What, when we had a sophisticated and civilised evening, you mean?
No. When we had sex on your front seat.
Well, you started it.
Didn't.
You did too.
Piss off.
Here's me hoping for a repeat performance then.
You pig.
I'll see you Friday.
Bye.
Hiya, mate. It's really not the best time. Well, slow down. What happened? There's a problem at work. I'll be 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm ready for round 2, big boy. What, is purple not your colour?
No, it's not that.
Good, because I want you right now.
We can't.
Oh, why not?
Because my parents are in the back.
Hello. It's lovely to finally meet you both. Thank you.
Very cold night. Glad to see you've wrapped up nice and warm.
I've always thought of purple as such a pure colour.
Certainly made that strong impression.
And the truth of this planet will come, and you will see when the world swallows you into its truth.
Get a real job.
At the end.
Sean, is that you? Ricky, mate, how the devil are you? Yeah, not bad, thanks, mate. How's things? What are you up to nowadays?
You know, a bit of this, bit of that. The usual.
Prepare for the end!
Got you. How about Kathy? Are you guys still strong as ever?
Yeah, she's doing her final at Durham at the moment, actually.
No way, that's amazing.
Yeah, I said, look, it's about time you applied yourself and get a real job.
This is the poison that blinds you!
Yeah, you've always been the responsible one, mate.
Ricky, can you do me a massive favour and just cover me for 30 seconds while I go for a slash?
I don't think so.
Oh, come on, I don't want to piss myself again.
Just 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
The end is nigh! And the truth will come out eventually!
Ricky, is that you?
Martin, it's not what it looks like. What's happened is, right?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Don't take any photos. I'm covering for a friend.
Get a real job.
And so he's visited by 3 ghosts. The ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas yet to come. What?
Sorry, I just thought you were going through the...
No.
No? Okay, just thought future, probably less of a mouthful.
I like yet to come. It just fits better with past and present.
Fine, okay. Well,
Charles, as I'm very fond of saying, you are the author, and this sounds like this is what the makings of a wonderful book. Plus, he's Jewish. He's what?
The main character, I'm going to make him Jewish.
Why?
How else will the reader know to despise him?
Okay. You know we have talked about this before. Do you remember Fagin?
No. This is different. In this book, he's visited by good Christian ghosts who show him the error of his Jewishness.
His what?
Ways. Error of his ways.
Okay. Charlie boy, I mean, I can't believe we're having this conversation again. It's not the Middle Ages anymore, yeah? It's 1843.
Yeah, you can't just go around making every single villain's character Jewish.
Here we go. Here come the woke PC brigade with your mid-19th century whinging.
Okay, I know you probably think I'm a wet liberal snowflake because I don't go around saying that Jews killed Jesus and that they drink the blood of Gentile babies.
You can't say anything anymore without somebody getting offended.
Yeah, I'm going to put my foot down on this one. Charles, I'm not getting involved.
Okay. I promise I won't overtly state that he's Jewish.
And what do you mean by that?
I'm going to call him Ebenezer.
Just call him Terry or Jim.
He's going to be a moneylender.
Of course.
No, but I just think the main point is that anyone, regardless of their creed, colour, social standing, deserves a life that's free of poverty and destitution.
Well, that's great. Let's just go with that angle, yeah? This is a book about compassion. It's about love for one's neighbour.
And it'll have a great big pointy nose.
Fuck it, I give up.
Welcome to Antiques Roadshow 3000. This week we come to you from Io, one of Jupiter's most prestigious moons. This is the most volcanically violent place in the solar system.
I'm so glad you brought this in because I'm such an avid collector myself. What's the story behind it?
My uncle got it at a car boot sale and we used to play with it as children. We used to see how long we could put our heads in it for.
Oh, what fun! They must have been great memories.
It was special times.
This is a classic bag for life, but everyone from that period is, as we know, now tragically dead. The logo, this spells Asda. Now, Asda was the god of bargain.
I had no idea.
I really wouldn't want to put a value on it.
But if you did.
I would say it's worth in the region of 1,000 credits.
Seriously?
You still not interested in selling it?
Tell me about this piece.
Well, I was doing a house clearance with a friend and we found this and they said I could keep it as a gift for helping out.
Well, it's in great condition. You can clearly see the golden arches on it.
Is that a reference to Saturn?
It's actually the iconic logo of a 20th century Earth company called McDonald's. Oh. And you have both the original packaging and the burger, which inexplicably hasn't decayed over time. So, do you actually know what a burger is?
Is it a tiny little pillow?
No, this was once a source of sustenance.
Amazing.
I believe this particular item could fetch around 500 credits.
Blimey, as much as that?
I've been eyeing this all morning. Can you tell us what you've brought in?
No information found.
Well, let's see what we can find out. Oh, this is exciting.
Is it?
A Casio MS 120.
I'm a Casio MS 10002000.
I thought so. Oh, this really is a lovely story, because not only is this a family heirloom, it's also...
Family Definitely. Emotion.
Priceless.
Emotion.
What a beautiful reunion.
Well, that seems to be all the time we have this week. The volcanoes seem to be erupting again. So, for everyone here at I.O., we hope you have a great weekend. And I'll be back when you've rebuilt your civilization!
And now, Songs of Rays.
Fantastic. Well, that was the first set of Chort sketches. I hope you enjoyed those. We'll be back. We're going to have the second set of sketches very soon. But right now, what we're going to do is have a break, as promised, and we're going to speak to our industry judges who have joined us. So I'd like to welcome back Matt, Laura, and Joe. Hey, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching those. It was great to see them. And so now, you all work in digital content, either through producing or distributing content. So I'd like to start there first of all and explore that. So I suppose the first thing I'd be interested to ask is are there any particular traits or characteristics of content that does particularly well on digital channels? I'd come to you first, Laura.
Oh my goodness, there's a lot of stuff that does well on digital and social. I'll give you a little bit of a background of me just for anybody watching who doesn't know. So I'm commissioning editor at Channel 4 for original digital content and for branded entertainment. So essentially I look after our digital original sort of slate for Channel 4, and I've got brilliant commissioning execs who work with me, and then also the branded entertainment arm. So I traditionally came through the comedy sort of sphere in making and commissioning short form comedy, and everything from quickies on BBC 3 through to debates on Channel 4 and sort of everything in between in the sort of comedy sphere. So yeah, what works well is a good top line, a good bit of copy, a good sell, a great first 3 seconds, something visual, something relatable, something authentic, something you want to tag your friends in, something that you can maybe feel nostalgic about, something that is of a place and of a time that people can kind of really engage with, and that's what really does really well. I commission a series called Debate on Channel 4 on our Facebook and YouTube and our other social platforms, and it is a satirical strand, and it does huge numbers because it's a kind of state of the nation parodying the tropes of the internet type series, so people can really get on board with that and kind of laugh back at society and at ourselves. So yeah, that's what I would say does well. I'm actually working with Matt, who is here. No, you're not there. You're there on my screen. Matt's making a great series for me at the moment that is a sort of different comedy style of series, interview show. So there's lots of things that do really well, but visual and grabbing in the first couple of seconds and something that is really sort of different and oh my god, kind of authentically funny and kind of reflects our own lives back at us is the best stuff that works on social, in my opinion, and from what I commission and what I've learned.
Great, that's really interesting. Something that we've seen as well. Joe, maybe if I could bring you in, is there anything else that you would add to that in terms of the type of content that does well on maybe on particular social platforms? You're on mute at the moment, Joe.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hooray! The perils of the internet. Hey, yeah. So, I mean, I think if we knew the answer to that question, we'd all be millionaires, really. I think, the platforms like Facebook and YouTube, for example, and Instagram and TikTok, they're constantly changing. Whether it's YouTube Shorts, Insta Reels, they're always introducing new things, new ways to find audiences, new ways to engage with people. So I think, the kind of content that pays attention to those changes and knows how to work with them is the kind of stuff that's more likely to do well. With regard to sort of comedy content, I mean, again, you know, it as Laura said, it's a matter of opinion to an extent. I mean, I could say something now and it would be sort of out of date in a month in terms of what would work with YouTube or Facebook or whatever. But I think, again, sort of similar to what Laura said, if you talk about things that are, if you know your audience and if you talk about things that are relevant to your audience, whether that's something broad or niche, whatever it is you've decided, whoever it is you're talking to, find something they recognize. You know, I think knowing your audience, making as much effort as you can to understand who they are, what they want from you and your content, and then being consistent with that and being authentic, I think gives you a better chance of doing well. But there's no kind of magic secret recipe, you know, there's no kind of do these 5 things and you'll be waxing your golden surfboard by Christmas. You know, it doesn't really, you know, it's that's how it is. But yeah,
and it changes all the time, Joe, right?
Absolutely.
You know,
Constantly.
algorithms change and platforms
100%.
change and tastes change and what works change and what doesn't, and what's sort of in fashion in that sort of, you know, I'm just talking comedy here because everybody here is a comedy lover and we're, you know, doing comedy, but it sort of, it changes and you kind of have to mold with the times and how it changes. How do you find that, Matt? Do you think in terms of what you're making, it's you notice a change?
It's a good segue there. Do you know what? There's people in the comments that are loving your arch windows behind you. Yeah.
So in my castle in Scotland.
Your Glaswegian arched windows. Yeah, tastes change all the time. Things going in and out of fashion. We're a hybrid of TV and digital, so we make a lot of comedy in digital, and then quite often that scales to telly. I mean, a good example is the stand-up sketch show. We're about to go into our, actually it hasn't been announced, we've just done our 3rd series. And that's selling really well around the world. And that started out as a series of 4 shorts that we did with Joe Lycett to promote his DVD. And then 2 years later, I was literally at ITV with the head of comedy, and I was walking out. And I just went, oh, hang on a minute, watch this. And I stood with my phone. And I'm very lucky for me, it was commissioned in the room. But it's, yeah, things change all the time. You know, like 4 years ago, we brought Trigger Happy back and made 2 series for Channel 4, digital and telly. And back then, that sort of hidden camera stuff was really in vogue. And then YouTube decided to start penalising anyone that was pranking on the internet. So all of a sudden, that got wiped. What I would say is that I don't think traditional sitcom-y stuff necessarily works as a short, and you've really got to understand the digital user behavior of each platform when you're creating a comedy in that space. And then you know, if you are going to scale that to make that long form, you've got to sort of have a vision of how that might work. But you know, you've got to understand audiences on TikTok, on Facebook, wherever you are, and kind of realize. Put yourself in their shoes, really. How do you consume things? And often, you know, look, we've got a partnership with Lad Bible called the Comedy Launchpad, which sees us work with loads of brand new comedians, launching them, you know, onto a huge platform. And who knows what works? I mean, some days stuff flies, some days it doesn't, you know. And it's quite often, you know, someone sort of doing a video that feels like it was 10 minutes reduced into a 3-minute story will do better than a proper scripted short. So it's, you know, trends change all the time, and like Laura and Joe said, you know, algorithms change, which is really annoying because, you know, you can make the best thing and you can just drop it in that ocean at the wrong time and the fish aren't there. Do you know what I mean? And that's really annoying.
Yeah, completely. So I mean, with that in mind, as a creator making content, would you recommend like focusing on one platform and trying to get good at that, or kind of spreading yourself, testing out all the different platforms, kind of spreading yourself across?
You know, everyone's like really hot on TikTok at the moment, and I think there's a lot of things growing quickly in that space. If you ask me, that's because, you know, if you're going to be TikTok, you're going to grow as many influencers as you can quickly, aren't you? In order to make sure all the brands rush over to your platform and that you get people talking about what you're doing and you sort of cement yourself firmly. So I imagine the algorithm is highly set towards building audience and high shareability and seeding people with stuff all the time. But no, what we tend to do, like I said, we work a lot in. We'll quite often produce. I suppose what we're doing with Laura at the moment, it's been a business model for Spirit for a long, long time, which is, and I think it makes a lot of sense for Channel 4 to be doing this. And it's a bit of a shame that the BBC have pulled back on what they were doing. But if you think about the fact that Channel 4 has the biggest social audience for a broadcaster in the world, maybe. And if you think about the fact that that audience are Channel 4 fans, then social piloting across those different platforms, but creating the content and and making sure your edit and the way it's delivered and the way it's packaged is right for each platform. Testing it with that audience there, that social piloting, then in order to sort of scale and grow that steadily into a proper brand that is scaling that IP, I think is really clever, because by the time it gets to that big thing, it's already got a brilliant audience down there. So it becomes a proper ecosystem. And I think that is going to be, you're going to see way more of that in the world.
Yeah. No, that's it's really interesting. And I think it's be good to see how these things start playing out. So I'm conscious of the time now, because what we're going to do is we're going to go back in and watch the second batch of Chorts. It's been really insightful speaking to you all already. We're going to come back again and carry on the conversation after we've watched the second batch of Chorts. Just to remind everybody, the way this is working is that we'll reveal the judges' vote and also the community, the online engagement vote for the Chort that gets the most engagement next week at the 19th of May right here. So for now, we're going to play the second batch of Chorts. So let's get straight into them.
Jonathan, you're alive!
No, still dead. Just came down because I couldn't stand seeing you crying over little old me. Plus I could hear that music from up there.
I can't believe it. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you too, Kate. Wow, look at that photo. We were great, weren't we?
We really were. I'll never find anyone like you ever again.
Hey, come on. I want you to be happy. And actually, Kate, could you turn that down a bit? I can't hear myself think.
You always were arsy about my music.
Was I? Didn't realise.
Oh, Jonathan, I've missed you so much.
I know, I missed you too. Can you give me an example of when I was arsy?
I don't know. When we were working from home and you wouldn't let me have the radio on.
Come on, Kate, that was reasonable. Like I said at the time, you can have the radio on at a normal volume.
It's fine. I knew your work was stressful.
No, having ear-splitting techno music was stressful. It was like having an office in the Ministry of Bloody Sound.
It wasn't techno, it was Ellie Goulding. But it's fine, we can all be arsey sometimes.
Sorry, I can't believe I've come down from heaven just to get called an arse.
Well, if you'd let me finish, I was about to say that I didn't mind, but you interrupted me. I forgot you did that. You never did let me finish.
Never let you finish? Is that a sex comment?
No! God, you're so defensive!
Are you warning me to this? Bit mainstream, isn't it?
I like it.
It's about a breakup, not a death, you know? Couldn't you have at least listened to something about losing a loved one? Maybe Dance with My Father by Luther Vandross?
Isn't that about his dad dying?
Well, at least someone dies in it. Look, go and grab an album from my collection. I guarantee it'll be better than this.
Oh, I get it. My brain's just remembering all your bad qualities to help me move on. I can't believe I thought you were a ghost.
I am a ghost. Look, those mixes I made.
Jonathan, thank you for everything. I love you, but I'm getting ready to move on.
Listen to those mixes I made. Stop listening to top 40 manufactured crap. I'm not arsey. I'm not arsey. Sorry, Kate, I'm haunting your Spotify account. It's for your own good. Now strap in for 2 hours of progressive funk music.
Hello, welcome to WH2. For security purposes, please state the name on the account you're calling about.
Eloise Jones.
Did you say Eloise Drones?
No, Eloise Jones.
Did you say Bridget Drones?
No, I said Eloise Jones.
Did you say Hermione Granger?
No, I said Eloise Jones.
Did you say King Charles II, known for his exile during the Puritan Commonwealth, and later restoration to the throne?
What the fuck? Can I speak to an advisor, please?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Can I speak to an advisor?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
Speak to an advisor.
Did you say I'm a survivor?
No.
I'm gonna make it.
What?
I will survive.
Mm-mm.
What? Keep on surviving. Wishing you the best. Pray that you are blessed. Much
I
success,
mean, that's a song lyric.
no stress, and lots of happiness. I'm better than
Oh my
that.
god, can I speak to a real person?
Okay, no problem. For security purposes, please state the name on your account.
Eloise Jones, you robot moron!
So that I can get you the help you need, I'm gonna put you through to an advisor.
Hello, you're through to WH2 Customer Care. This is Sandra speaking. Can I take the name on the account you're calling about?
Yeah, it's Eloise Jones.
And how are you spelling Grammy Award?
Welcome back to Workout, the only at-home gym routine tailor-made for couples looking to be the best version of themselves.
Because here at Workout, we want you to work out both your body and the problems within your relationship.
That's right, which means a lot of this session will focus on endurance.
That's ironic coming from you.
Well, as things are a little frosty in here, maybe we should warm up with some star jumps.
Now remember, it's always important to ease into that workout instead of just ploughing right into something sweaty. Right, Ben?
That's right, Emma. Although it is good to actually push yourself in your workout, otherwise you are just wasting everyone's time.
And that's time. Next up, you'll need to grab your weights as we're moving into hammer curls. Something between 3 kg and the dead weight you call your boyfriend to do the trick.
Now, for this exercise, you'll definitely feel the burn in your biceps and your social life, as your loved one will expect you to be in most nights.
I did say you can see your friends whenever you want to, so not strictly accurate.
Well, it's not what you said last night. Ooh, feel that burn?
That's because you spend all your time with your friends and you don't have any energy when you're with me.
Maybe because I find you exhausting. Okay, that's time.
Yeah, I think it is time.
Time for what?
Time for our brand new, healthier workout routine. In our all-new workout, we'll be highlighting burst training with various new partners, which is a lot of quick, high-energy workouts, but with less intensity. Isn't that right, Simon?
Sounds good.
You heard him. Start that timer. Ben, start that timer. Please stop crying.
Here in this tower, I languish,
All my life I have been here, alone, unreachable, ineffable. Down in the town, they whisper my name in tones of awe and fear. A legend passed from house to house, from man to man. Some of them do not believe I really exist. They confer in dark corners of taverns. Have you ever seen her? No. Have you? No. I don't think she's real. She was made up to scare men, to plague the nightmares of boys. It has been many days since my last visitor. Sometimes a brave knight will approach, sword unsheathed, searching for the one he has heard so much about. Look how he fights through the shrubby terrain, stabbing blindly wherever his weapon lands. Somehow they imagine this will work. Sometimes he will get close, so close to my tower, only to veer off into some side path at the last moment. Sometimes one will attempt to climb through the back exit. You won't find me there. After a long, exhaustive, valiant 3 minutes, they inevitably give up, their once proud swords drooping at their sides. They retreat, returning to their homes, confirming to their fellow men that the maiden in the tower is, as rumoured, impossible to reach. Perhaps one day I will finally be found. Until then, at least I am more than capable of taking care of myself.
All right, lads, come on over. Jog it in, jog it in. No, of course, I'll come, yeah.
Look, lads, tricky first half, I know, but we've got to be better on the ball.
Gaffer, they keep spinning round and 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 round, so they get illegally powerful kicks.
Well, their table, their rules.
Yeah, but the ball keeps getting stuck in the middle.
Well, exactly, they're physical in midfield, that's how they play.
No, the ball is literally getting stuck in the exact centre of the pitch, so no one can reach it.
What do you expect me to do about it?
Well, I don't know, the other manager lifts up the entire pitch so the ball rolls towards our goal.
Well, I've had words, what more can I do?
Change our formation.
No, we play 2 at the back, 5 in the middle and 3 up top like we always have.
2-5-3, we're too attack focused.
And I suppose next you'll be saying it'd be better if your legs weren't biometrically welded to one another.
Yeah, that would be better, both for our game and player morale.
No, what we need to stop doing, Martin, and I'm looking at you here, yeah, is going for the ball, missing it, then panicking and backheeling it into your own net. Now, what happened for their 9th goal?
Well, we didn't get any instructions from you, Gaffer, so we just lay there horizontally 1 metre off the floor, staring at the ground.
Yeah, that one was my bad. But let's talk about movement, okay? We're exclusively lateral. We're just too flat out there, lads.
Our game plan's too one-dimensional.
Exactly. We're over-reliant on the ability of our goalkeeper, Gary, to score screamers from his own line.
Yeah, a pass might be nice, Gary.
Sorry, who's the top scorer? You, the striker, or me, the goalie?
Why didn't you say that to my face?
You'll have to spin around.
Fine.
You're shit.
You're shit. Ow! Look, I've had enough of this. Why can't you just unweld our legs, untie our arms, and remove us from this skewer? Like, it's really painful, and I've lost a lot of blood, and I'm pretty sure Darren in right back is dead.
Yeah. Okay, I've spoken to their manager and we've agreed next goal wins, okay? So let's get out there, big last 5 and really go for it, all right?
Not that way! Defense! Keeper! Use your hands! No! No, come on! Lads! No!
We are not spitting.
Twice shy.
We work under the counter to find and expose pedos who prey on the prey of children.
Paedophiles. Paedophiles. We spoke about that.
Paedophiles.
This week we're having a bit of technical difficulties. Our usual video editing bloke, he's not been around, so might be a bit rough and ready.
Typically, we normally do almost all of our work online.
That's right.
Well, don't say my
What?
name because don't say my name because that ruins the anonymity, which is vital for stings.
All right, we'll redo it.
No, forget that. I've got swimming at 2.
Usually, what we'd be doing...
That bleep you heard weren't a swear word. That was that's my name.
Yeah, no.
And my name ain't a swear.
Normally, we'd be doing stings online. Beep. He'd be chatting someone up until they agree to come and meet up with him. We get him on film. We get him to admit on camera that they were talking to us and not a child the whole time.
Then we give him a good...
We call the police. And we interrogate the suspect, load the footage onto YouTube, couple of ads, and bish, bash, bosh.
Child's play.
We've been having some trouble getting online this week.
Plusnet.
Yeah.
That was swearing that time. 2 weeks they said they'd come fix it. We've been this annoyed since we found out the pedos were lottery funded.
Well, paedophiles, and that weren't what happened, mate. That turned out it wasn't true. We've had some difficulty in trapping people online. We're just gonna do things the old-fashioned way.
Pedos, mate.
Nothing stands in the way of us catching predators. Right, he's in position. Just check he can hear me. 10-4 Scout Lead, did you copy?
Copy, okay now.
Right, he's got the lolly. Perfect. How you catch a predator online is a very different game. You really got... Oh shit. Shit. He's got him. Fucking give him back! Fucking shit. Cuckoo.
What? You don't have enough points to be a human. But I'm already a human. I am human. You used to be a human. Then you died. Now you've come here, we have to assign you a new form for your new life, blah 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 blah. You don't have enough points to be a human again, so you're getting something else. Okay. So what am I getting? A pigeon! Why?
Because you have enough points to qualify. And also there's no wait list for them. Shall we start the process now?
Pigeons are disgusting. They're like rats of the skies.
They are not that bad.
There must be other animals I qualify for. Well, they all have wait lists, and those that don't are just as bad as pigeons. Can you sign that, please? Fine. Hi, yeah, I'm calling from the reincarnation department, section E5. Yes, we've got an applicant here who wants to inquire about other options. A pigeon. Yeah, they're not too happy about that. Anyway, do you have that folder there now? Oh, yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I can't say that. I can't say that. No, I'm not. Look, if it's not on the file, then I'm not saying it. Yeah, I'm not saying it. I can. Look, can you help our mutual friend here? Oh,
Oh, and the wait list has opened up for them now. What was the second one again? Lovely. Okay, well, thank you very much, darling.
Yeah, okay, bye.
So we have other options. You can be either an earwig or a shrew.
You are joking.
Not really, no.
Not a lion or a tiger or anything actually good. A hedgehog even.
A hedgehog is far too high in points for you, my friend. Maybe next time.
Next time?
Next time you die, as per the circle of life. You come back here, we review your score, and who knows? Maybe you'll have enough points to be a human again.
How am I going to earn enough points by living my life as a fucking pigeon? I knew I should have had the steak.
I'm presuming just don't shit on anybody and you will be fine. Now, if you're quite happy with this decision, I ask you to sign there, please. I'll get on with the paperwork. And if you could just bring in the next applicant when you head out. Thank you. What are you... Could you...
Please!
I have a terrible weakness to people who cry. So I'm gonna have to ask you to stop doing that right now!
I don't want to be a pigeon.
All right, there's one other option.
Next, please.
Is this the right place?
Yes.
Can I help you?
Hey, it's Chris. Chris from high school?
Chris? Wow. You look...
I mean, I've had a few bad years. But hey, I sent you a friend request.
Yeah, I'm not really on Facebook. Sorry, what is it you...
I'm here for the pact. The pact.
Pact? What pact?
Valentine's Day, 94, science. You never got a card, I never got a card. And I said to you, by the time we're 40, if you're not married and I'm not married, we should get married.
Well, Chris, I've been in a 15-year relationship.
But are you married though?
We've got 3 kids.
But are you married though?
Well, we share a mortgage
But
together.
are you married
Okay,
though?
no, technically we are not married, okay?
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. And so the pact still stands then? I mean, I've started organising the wedding already.
What?
Yeah, took a small little loan. In your name, of course, because I can't afford to pay it. Bad credit scores and that.
Chris, I'm not going to marry you.
Look, book the venue and the family's coming out from Kingston.
Jamaica?
Yeah. No, not really. Sorry.
Mark, thank God. There is a man here.
It's okay, Lou. Put me on loudspeaker.
Hey, Marky Mark!
Hey, Chris. The removal van is on its way.
Oh, amazing. Look, the sooner you can get out, the quicker I can move my stuff in. Got beautiful exotic birds and a sexy lizard.
Mark, what
you
the
made a
fuck
pact,
are you...
Lou, and a pact is a pact. Bring my children up well, Chris. All I ask is I can see them on their birthdays and at Christmas.
Ooh, no can do, Marky Mark. I'm a beloved Jehovah's Witness. The kids just gonna have to get converted.
I understand. Fair enough.
Listen, babe, throw the kettle on.
Isn't that Mrs. Campbell? Our old dinner lady. What is she doing here?
Oh my goodness.
A pact is a pact. Mark.
Yes. Come on in.
So there you have it. That was the Chorts, the Chort shortlist for this year. I hope you all really enjoyed those. So now I'm going to welcome back our guest judges. We've got Laura, Joe, and Matt. Welcome back. Hello. Right. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the Chorts there. I think good to pick up where we left off the chat before. So it'd be great to start this time with you, Joe, and find out a little bit more about what you do with Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers, obviously a huge global company, and it'd be great to understand a bit more about how Warner Brothers work with digital channels and the sort of things that you're working on at the moment.
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, I can't talk obviously for Warner Brothers as a global company. I can only talk for the part of Warner Brothers I work for, which is Warner Brothers International Television Production. And we do a range of things. I'm on the digital team there. I'm a senior producer. We take existing brands owned by Warner Brothers, and by brands I mean shows, whether it's shows in development, shows commissioned, current shows going out, and also shows from our big back catalogue of stuff that we've made in the past. And we try to bring them to new audiences on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, podcasts, Snapchat. And it's about giving shows sort of a greater international presence. And it's about also allowing fans of the shows to be able to really get involved with the shows that they love, whatever platform that happens to be on. And then we also write and create original content. I'm particularly working at the moment, have been for a while now, on podcasting. I'm producing a podcast that's doing really well at the moment with James Corden's sisters. It's a comedy podcast. That's doing really great. We're building a slate of podcasts. We're developing some new YouTube comedy ideas. So it's very varied. It's really exciting and interesting.
Fantastic. Yeah, it sounds like across lots of different things there. And so what's the so podcasts and you focus on all the different channels at the moment. You across YouTube, Facebook, you said, across all of them.
Yeah, it depends on the show. It depends. So if we're doing it to support a TV show that currently exists, then you'll find that the audience for that show matches what, there's more of them on a particular platform. So the Repair Shop, for example, which is a show that we make, has a huge following on Facebook. So we kind of deal with them there. And then with the podcasts and stuff, that's something we've been working on for a while, that we're kind of building up with pitching. We've got several at the moment. We're doing one for Who Do You Think You Are? We've got comedy podcasts. We've had a couple of those. One called Because You Watch with Beck Hill, and then another one that I mentioned already with the Corden sisters.
Fantastic. And that sounds great. And then Laura, if I could come to you, understand a little bit more about kind of how Channel 4 work across the digital platforms as well, and the type of things that you're working on. You mentioned a few of them before.
Myself and team, we work with independent production companies and commission digital originals. We've got a digital brief on the Channel 4 producers page at the moment. And also what I do and the team do, we also work with brands in making sort of short form digital content that is branded entertainment. So that is when a brand get behind a sort of original editorial series that is digital, and they get behind it, and we work with them to sort of weave their messaging in and do a sort of branded entertainment piece with them. Had a lot of success with that towards the end of last year, and then into this year it's a part of our business that's really growing. And I work with producers like Matt and like all up and down the UK to make brilliant stuff for social that is native to those platforms. For me, I always look for something that is OMG, I've never seen that before, or I've seen it before but now I'm seeing it in a different way, because the cycle of social, it's very hard to find an original idea nowadays. So that is the sort of stuff that I look for, particularly in the sort of factual space, and in stuff that will just really resonate online with our specific audiences.
Interesting. When you're talking about working with brands, do they generally come to you with a brief and then you go out and put that out to production companies, or is it the way around?
There's that way, or we sort of work with them proactively as well.
Right.
Might have some great ideas that we think, oh, that might be brilliant for X brand or Y brand. So there's lots of ways that we work in the brands and entertainment space. It's a really huge growing space in this world as digital moves into the sort of bigger and sort of sphere of how everybody consumes content. And a lot of brands are really into doing it. And I'm not saying over linear advertising or anything like that, but it's just another way that they can reach audiences that they may not reach on TV, and just different demographics.
Yeah. That makes sense. And I know Channel 4 recently just moved on to TikTok as well. Is there kind of a different angle around that, or anything particularly?
TikTok's really exciting. I know Matt mentioned that earlier. It's a place where it's a huge raft of creators, and TikTok is massive, and we've had quite a lot of success just by making cut downs of our content, and we are doing some original stuff on there as well. And I did I don't know if anybody saw it, a thing, a sort of deep fake Greta Thunberg thing around about Earth Day, which is quite scary to do, but it was really brilliant. And we did a sort of climate change dance that was on TikTok, and then people were doing duets with that and doing the dance as well. It was a bit of fun. So it allows us to try different things and different talent, and as Joe and Matt have both said, just new talent that are not necessarily in the sort of TV world, but they're in that social world, and growing those ecosystems across multi-platform.
Yeah, interesting. I'm just going to mention, because we're talking about TikTok, we're running a hashtag challenge at the moment until Monday for creators to make content around the hashtag back in the crowd. So anything funny about life going back to normal after lockdown. So kind of experimenting with that side of things as well. That sounds really interesting. So
my daughter is obsessed with TikTok, although she's never been on it. She does not know what it is. She's 5 years old, and I've basically managed to convince her that TikTok is just dancing on camera, like really fun. So my phone is full of TikToks, but they're not actually TikToks, but that is, so it's a real, the thing is though, it is where this sort of younger demographic are going on, and they are, because my generation was Facebook. That was like the big thing, and that's where we consume content. So us as broadcasters and as producers and as at Warner, and I'm sure at Spirit and Channel 4 as well, we are all constantly looking at the emerging platforms and how and who is on those, and where our audiences are going and where they're consuming. So we want to make content that takes it to where the audiences are, because it's very hard to get an audience to go to a platform that they're not necessarily on or using. So that's why the content has to be so specific to those audiences.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, and I can imagine that's fun, having all that TikTok style content suddenly clogging up the phone. That's really good. So Matt, if I could come to you as well. So with Spirit, you started off doing a lot of content on digital, and you're obviously still working on digital content. You mentioned you moved into doing more broadcast as well. How have you found that kind of transition, and do you see parallels between the work you were doing digital content versus broadcast?
Well, I was a TV exec producer before I set up Spirit, so I got a sort of quite a big history in that. And then my business partner we both worked at Endemol, and he was the MD of digital media at Endemol, and I started to sort of show interest in sort of a lot of the sort of interactive channels and platforms that were sort of coming up, because I just felt there was a bit more creative freedom. And when we started, we had this vision to create a real future-proof indie. We wanted to create the modern-day version of Endemol, which would have all that digital skill set, so that as the if ever there was a pandemic, we knew we'd suddenly come into fashion and we'd make it. I don't think we thought it would take 10 years, but what's happened to us lately is that the business is really taken a brilliant upswing, but it has been because of the fact that all of a sudden the market has been rushed towards us and what we do and our skill set. And so I think there's not many. It's quite tricky, I think, to sort of, if you're in the digital space, you are making content that is, if you're self-funding it, we build a lot of our own platforms. We have a network of about 15 podcasts ourselves, and build our own video channels and all that kind of stuff. You're trying to keep your cost base your CPM, your cost per minute, you're trying to get that right down. If you're working with a broadcaster, with someone like Channel 4, we've got a real skill set to make that short form. The money is, you're starting to move up to sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 if you get a brand involved, per minute. So the actual cost per minute does increase, and it does make things a bit easier. But really, what we're doing there is, at the moment, we're sort of testing ideas and seeing if we can, we're seeing if we can get something that will really resonate with the audience. So we can either have a batch order, so we can move at scale order in social, which then that's profitable, or we can scale that IP to TV. And I think, to answer your question about is it how do you move from digital to TV, it's tricky, because you've got very different skill sets in digital to you do in television. And what we do, the way we operate, and I think this is how we built ourselves as a modern indie, is we try and have as many resources in-house. So we've got producers and we try and multi-skill. We're a set of 5 studios. So we do TV originals, we do TV and digital originals, I would say, so IP-based content. We do branded content. We build our own channels and platforms. We've got a podcast network, and then we also have a mental health foundation, which is which I suppose is a content platform. And the skill set across the business, we try and cross-pollinate all those skills. Although you have to have areas of expertise, and as we've grown over the years, you realise that actually they do become slightly more siloed. But the real trick is to be able to make sure that you've got the absolute skill set in-house to make the money work for digital. And then when you scale to TV, so that really is a really creative engine. We've got our own in-house post-production department. We've got producers and directors in-house that have got that skill set, and creatives. I mean, Laura knows that, you work with a lot of our team. They've got a real, there's a lot of skills that are that we try and train them with to make sure that those economies of scale can work in digital. And then if that concept and that IP then gets scaled to a TV show, then it's either an opportunity for someone to step up and move on to that for 6 months, or for us to bring in a freelance team that we're of trusted freelancers that we work with to help us deliver that properly scaled project. And in that way, your overheads are kept low and there for digital, but you're bringing in, you are adding that traditional model, I suppose, when it comes to making a TV show.
Yeah, that's really interesting, and it's great to see how it's developed and it's going so well now.
But I think one of the things you said earlier on with Joe is that, I think these days in the modern world, you've got to be able to create content in all corners of the earth. Do you know what I mean? You've got to understand that, if we create, a show like, for example, Ash, we've got this show that's new. We did a TX pilot at the BBC that did really well called Bamus, which is a show that looks at the absurdity of racism in the entertainment industry. And already that is looking at having a TV series, a supporting digital, always on, because what's interesting is that at a level of TV budgets, it's really expensive to be topical, but it's not a digital. So the show can be macro topical. We can have an always on digital partnership to that channel that lives in social, that can react to things really quickly in terms of what's happening on the internet and and in the news. And then we're going to have a supporting podcast. So now you've got this brilliant ecosystem that is absolutely surrounding your brand, in a bit like the way that Joe's Warner Bros. That they traditionally probably come in from they've got so many big brands that they're traditionally that you guys are there to sort of further monetize all that IP, where we actually try and build that up from the ground, and make sure that we build these brands. So it's not just a TV show, because, as time goes on, TV budgets are coming down unless you get up to Netflix. Digital budgets are rising, and it's becoming this sort of like middle ground where I'm telling you, like a year ago, people within Channel 4 or other broadcasters would not have the same respect for digital commissioning that they do now. If you watch what's happening in Channel 4 with Laura's team, it's all guns blazing. It's like there's a real respect for it, and I think people are realizing who has that real artistry and understanding and strategic approach to making digital content that can be then trusted to then properly scale that IP. And I think that's what we're going to see loads more of in the future. Sorry, that was really boring for a comedy chat, wasn't it?
No, I think that's really interesting, and I think a lot of people will be really interested in how you have grown and how that whole in that model actually. So yeah, I was interested.
Yeah. Absolutely same. Yeah, it is, and seeing how a program can't just be standalone necessarily anymore. It needs, it reached its audience through the different platforms where those audiences are, because they're not all just watching ITV of a of an evening. So yeah.
The other thing is, like, you've got to have a USP, and our USP is the funny and the feeling. So we make stuff with heart, man, and it's like the two reasons why people share things on the internet is because they're either got massive emotion at it, or they want to be that social first person to be the ones that say that they were the ones in their social group to do it. You got to create content that resonates with people. No one shares the middle ground. No one shares messages about shopping vouchers, but they'll share something they're fucking angry about, or they'll share something that's really funny that they go, "Oh my god, you got to see this," because
they thought that they saw first, or that they were there first.
Yeah, exactly. So the funny and the feeling for us is we want to create content that impacts people to make them really think about shit in life. But you can do that in comedy, and what we try and do is hide the good stuff in the bad stuff. So we make chocolate avocado mousse, do you know what I mean? With a sparkler in it. It's good for you, but it's a bit naughty. And then that way you kind of, that's the kind of stuff that people want to, that's the kind of stuff people want to consume.
Yeah. And also it's like, I bet every single person watching would admit that they watch the telly or they watch something on Netflix or Amazon or whatever streamer, but they're also on their phone at the same time. We've become this sort of nation and users who have double screens. That is what we do. You watch telly while on your phone so that you're not missing out on that thing, as Matt says, that your friend has maybe shared to you, or that thing that has made you think about something or made you feel something, and you never want to miss out. And we're addicted to our phones because we don't want to be the one that misses out on something. And yeah, it's quite it's an amazing thing, really, if you think about it. When I was a kid, it was like channels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I know I don't look old enough, but it was, there was nothing else. So yeah.
You there on your roof trying to get the Channel 5 signal.
Yeah, bashing the side of the TV because of the signal kept going,
There was CFAX as well, Laura. Don't forget that.
There was CFAX. Yeah, there was CFAX. A couple of games on that as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Did Channel 5 kill Rod Hull? Was that why he was up on his ladder trying to sort of...
They got a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting. And to finish off, I wanted to just ask each of you. We'll have a number of content creators watching and people who are putting content online, and it'd be great to kind of get one tip or piece of advice for someone who's starting out and is starting to make sketches or shorts online and is keen to grow and ultimately get as much exposure as they can. What kind of one piece of advice would you give to someone who's in that position?
Get it online. That sounds crazy, but actually publish it and do it and learn and what works and what doesn't. And find your thing, find your community, find your, we're doing this project with Matt actually, and one of the influencers that's in it, I won't say who it is just now, but he talks about how he has only just really started to blow up online. It's taken him 10 years to get to that place, 10 years of just trying stuff out and then finding his thing that people started to kind of relate to, find funny, want more of. And I think that is what I would say. Just keep going. You'll find your style. You'll find the thing that works for you, because don't try and make content for numbers and likes, or else it's not authentic and you're trying to trick an algorithm, or you're trying to do something that just isn't true to the sort of creative and editorial. So that sounds like a loss of weird advice, but I would say that try and make stuff that you really want to make. Think about the platforms, get it out there and learn from what is working, and you'll find your thing. If that's what you want to do, don't just make stuff because you want 1 million people to watch it. There are tricks and things to do so that people will watch it more. First 3 seconds, imagine people don't watch your content with the sound on, because I don't watch anything on Facebook with the sound on. I look at the subtitles, and whenever I do a first edit pass of anything, I watch it in silence, which sounds crazy, but that's how people view content when they're watching it sometimes. So just thinking about that sort of stuff, and thinking about what you would catch your eye in social, on YouTube, what you'd search for, and sort of try and tap into that. But it's a fine art, and as Joe said, if we all knew the answer, we'd all be millionaires.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I agree with a lot of what Laura said, and something I was going to say when you just asked that question, John, was be prepared for it to be a bit of a long journey, a long slog. Like Laura said, there's so many examples of successful influencers, successful YouTubers that have had to kind of hack away for quite a long time, and had to really have that perseverance. And I agree as well what you're saying, that you've got to be authentic, you've got to find your thing, but you've also got to notice when your audience is starting to respond, and when they're starting to like the stuff more, and you're starting to get engagement, because engagement's more important, if anything, than views, certainly on things like YouTube and stuff, or it's as important. And it's about balancing that authenticity with being able to kind of adapt what you're doing to give people more of what you can see that they like, and being consistent with that. So again, I hope that doesn't sound cynical. I hope it sounds like I'm agreeing with Laura that you got to do what's true to you, and what's your passion, and kind of show that. But at the same time, it's having that ability at the same time to keep that authenticity, but see what your audience is responding to, and kind of give them more of that. Really, it's a tricky balance.
Yeah, completely. Yeah, I can see that. And Matt, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'd just say there's a great quote: "Screw it, let's do it." I mean, don't let anything hold you back. You've got everyone's got a camera on their phone. Just shoot something, and be prepared to fail. It's like win or learn, isn't it? It's like I watched a great thing. We work a lot with Russell Kane, stand-up comedian, and he was on this podcast the other day called "A Diary of a CEO," and they asked him what was the question that irritates you the most, and he said, "I really hate being asked, what does it take to become a stand-up comedian?" He said, because people want a shortcut to this stuff. And he said, because the truth is, if I'm going to tell you how to become a comedian, you're gonna go and do pubs and clubs, earning fuck all for 8 years, and you're going to stand on stage. You're going to die a shitload of times. It's going to fucking really hurt and make you feel like absolute crap. And then after 8 years, you might start getting paid 100 quid a gig, maybe 50 quid a gig, 100 quid. And after a while, maybe 8, 9, 10 years, you might start being able to make £300 or £400 a week, and you can quit your job. Give it another 5 years, you might get on TV. But if you're not willing to do that, don't bother. And I think that there's something in that. And it's the same with any entrepreneurial thing. I think if you're getting into this stuff and you really want to be a success at it, you got to have that resilience, and you got to persevere, and you've got to be prepared to die. And you know what I mean? And but you've got to keep going, and you've got to find any way possible to make stuff. Pull together friends, family, whatever. Reach out to talent. If you're a producer or a writer or a director, reach out to talent and see if they'll work with you. If you don't ask, you don't get.
Absolutely love that, and it's that's it. So persevere, try it out, get it out there, and there's a great messages for people to take away. Right. So that brings us to the end of tonight's Chorts showcase. There, want to first of all thank our guest judges again for fantastic insights, and thanks to all of the fantastic creators who made the Chorts that you've been watching this evening. To everyone who entered the competition, to the comedy crowders who helped us to judge this year's shortlist, and to BCG Pro for sponsoring the competition. As I said, it's now 8 o'clock, which means that the sketches are going live right now on our YouTube channel and on our Facebook page. Matt talked about being the first one to share something. You can now be that first one if there's a particular sketch that you really enjoyed. You can help them win the audience vote that we're going to announce along with the judges vote this time next week here on the Comedy Crowd YouTube channel. So thanks very much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.